Have you ever gazed up at the stars and wondered if we're truly alone? What if I told you that ancient myths might hold the key to a story so grand, it rewrites human history? Today, we re-diving deep into one of the most captivating theories of our time, the story of the Anunnaki. Imagine a planet far beyond Neptune on an immense, elliptical orbit around our sun. This is Nibiru, the supposed home world of a technologically advanced civilization known as the Anunnaki. According to ancient Sumerian texts, translated by scholars like Zechariah Sitchin, the Anunnaki faced a catastrophic crisis on their home planet. Their atmosphere was failing, thinning to the point where it could no longer protect them from the harsh radiation of space. Their world was dying. Desperate for a solution, their scientists came up with a daring plan. They needed a specific element, one with unique properties that could be pulverized into a fine dust and seeded into their upper atmosphere, creating a reflective shield to heal their planet. That element was gold. And their cosmic maps pointed them to a small blue water-rich world teeming with resources, Earth. Around 450,000 years ago, a team of Anunnaki astronauts, led by a commander named Enki, embarked on a perilous journey across the solar system. Their spacecraft touched down in what is now the Persian Gulf. Their mission was singular and vital: to mine vast quantities of gold and transport it back to Nibiru. This wasn't a conquest, it was a survival mission. The initial mining operations were established in southern Africa. The work was grueling. The Anunnaki, though advanced, were not gods. They were physical beings, and the labor was taking a heavy toll. The rank-and-file workers, known as the Ajiji, eventually mutinied. They refused to continue the backbreaking work. This rebellion created a crisis for the Anunnaki leadership. Their mission was in jeopardy. This is where the story takes a truly mind-bending turn. Enki, a brilliant geneticist, proposed a radical solution. Instead of continuing the arduous labor themselves, why not create a worker? They observed the primitive hominids already evolving on Earth, our distant ancestors. Using their advanced knowledge of genetic engineering, the Anunnaki allegedly took their own DNA and blended it with the DNA of these early humans. The result? A new being, Homo sapiens. We were created, according to this theory, to be Lulu, a primitive worker, intelligent enough to understand commands and carry out complex tasks, but designed for servitude. The Sumerian creation myths, when interpreted this way, read less like mythology and more like a genetic engineering logbook. They speak of creating man in their image and after their likeness to bear the yoke of the gods. These newly created humans were put to work in the mines, extracting the precious gold that was the sole reason for the Anunnaki's presence on Earth. For thousands of years, this operation continued. Civilizations rose and fell under the watchful eye of these sky gods. The Anunnaki taught humanity the basics of agriculture, astronomy, and societal structure. They were the first kings, the first deities, the figures who inspired the myths of powerful gods walking among mortals in cultures all across the globe. But what happened to them? Why aren't they here now? The theory suggests that as time went on, things became complicated. There were internal conflicts among the Anunnaki leadership, particularly between the half-brothers Enki and Enlil. There were also unforeseen consequences of their genetic experiment. Humans began to develop free will, consciousness, and their own cultures far beyond what their creators had intended. Then came the Great Flood, an event recorded in countless ancient traditions. According to the Sumerian version, the Anunnaki leadership knew a global cataclysm was coming due to celestial mechanics, possibly linked to Nibiru's passage through the inner solar system. Enlil, who saw humanity as a failed experiment, was content to let us be wiped out. But Enki, who had a soft spot for his creation, secretly warned a human man, the Sumerians used Sudra, who you might know as Noah, to build an ark and save humanity from extinction. After the flood, the Anunnaki began to slowly withdraw from direct involvement in human affairs. They established new centers of civilization in Mesopotamia, Egypt, and the Indus Valley, bestowing kingship and knowledge upon chosen human lineages. But their primary mission was largely complete. They had mined enough gold, or perhaps they faced new challenges back on Nibiru. Eventually, they departed, leaving humanity to its own devices, promising to one day return. So, is this science fiction, or could there be a kernel of truth to it? Critics rightly point out that these interpretations rely on one particular translation of ancient texts, and that there is no concrete archaeological evidence of advanced technology or non-human remains. Mainstream science explains human origins through evolution, without any need for extraterrestrial intervention. Yet the proponents of the theory ask compelling questions. Why were the ancient Sumerians, one of the earliest known civilizations, so obsessed with gold, a soft metal with little practical use for tools or weapons at the time? Why do so many disparate ancient cultures share strikingly similar stories of sky gods, great floods, and the creation of man from clay? How did ancient peoples possess such sophisticated astronomical knowledge, mapping constellations and planetary cycles with incredible accuracy? Could the legends of gods from Olympus, Asgard, or the Egyptian pantheon all be echoes of a single, real event? A time when powerful, flesh and blood beings from another world ruled over us, their advanced technology mistaken for magic, and their authority mistaken for divinity. The Anunnaki theory suggests that our myths are not fantasies but fragmented memories of our own engineered origin. It reframes humanity's place in the cosmos, not as a random evolutionary accident, but as the direct, intended creation of an alien civilization on a desperate mission. Whether you believe it or not, the story of the Anunnaki is a powerful reminder that there are still so many mysteries hidden within our own past. It challenges us to look at ancient history with fresh eyes and to keep asking the big questions. What do you think? Is this the ultimate origin story or a fascinating modern myth? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for joining me on this incredible journey through time and space. If you enjoyed this exploration, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the world's greatest mysteries. See you next time.